Hey everyone, and welcome to another great episode of How to Build. Yeah, anyway, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking it back to basics, actually. I know we've been doing some really extensive stuff lately and getting into really intricate redstone design as far as stuff goes, but I think we're going to take it back to building a house, actually. Today we're going to be building two kinds of houses, and I'm going to show you, well, you guys have all seen these. Anybody who's ever played Minecraft has seen a good old village house. And if you run across one of these are a great house to start off in because you don't have to do anything. You can just kind of move in and go find materials and get started. Now, when it comes to you making your own custom house and making something where you want to stay in and live in your world, you usually get to do something a little more custom or to your liking. Some people like to build homes into the side of mountains, like Ethan does. Some people like to build houses out of wood, more like traditional home like this right here. This is kind of like just a basic house here, but it's on the bigger side, so you can store a lot of things in something like this. Now, the other thing people like to do is also hiding houses. Something like this, where you could put a hidden door in, and you can have your house. Oh, look, someone's watching TV. It looks like Kung Fu fighting. So somebody has a hidden house here with a kitchen and everything else over here that I built. And I can show you guys how I built that another time if you guys so choose, especially with a hidden door. I can show you guys how we do the hidden door trick. It's quite easy. It's still that's taking us back into redstone. But first things first is when you start off in Minecraft, everybody kind of has their own way of starting off, and I'll show you the way I start off. So when I get up and launch a brand new fresh world, you're usually stuck in some kind of biome, whatever it may be. Usually an oak tree or a spruce tree or whatever tree happens to be around you. That's the kind of material you're most likely going to start using to build your home with, at least for your first starter home. First thing I always do is, yep, good old punch wood, right? Grab ourselves an axe and assume that we had an axe to start off with, because that'll make it a little bit faster. But let's put ourselves into game mode 0 here, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to punch wood, which I'm going to use an axe to punch wood just to make it go a little bit quicker, as opposed to gathering it through just my inventory. But the first thing you do is you grab some material. At least that's what I do. I always grab some wood because you need to make a crafting table, and that's the best thing to do is start off making a crafting table. So you make some planks and make yourself a crafting table, because you really can't do a whole lot without said crafting table. Now, another thing I like to do first off, if I can, is go find 3 sheep. And for the sake of time, I put 3 wool blocks here as opposed to hunting down some sheep. Even though it is a flat world and there are a lot of animals around, it's mostly cows today. It seems to vary from day to day. Anyway, so the first thing I like to build, other than the crafting table, is my bed. And that is... Hi, Liam. Liam has joined us today. How you doing, buddy? You want me to pick you up? Or are you just going to hang out for a minute? You just hang out right there? Careful with the mic, okay? Okay. And then... No, this is my how-to world. Okay, and then I have to slap down the bed pretty much anywhere that I think I'm going to be building, just so it's safe. Sometimes people like to burrow into the side of a mountain for their first home at night, but I like to actually start building quite quickly. So the first thing I do as far as... Oh, you're going to take off? Yahoo! Bye! Love you. We're gonna make some sticks, obviously, and then go into making a couple tools. So a pickaxe, obviously, being very important, and a sword. And quite honestly, I don't think I've ever actually had to use my sword on my day 1. Even when I'm playing in hardcore, I've never had to use it, because I always tend to play it, I guess, safe. But I don't know what the case is, but I've never really had to use my sword, because I always end up finding a bed or just digging a hole in the ground and spending the night in the hole, as far as even if I don't have a bed to sleep in, and I kind of just explore in that hole. Now, when you're digging for cobble, you always want some cobble to start off with, because wood tools honestly are not very good for much of anything. So when you're digging for cobble, and you'll find it really, really easily in almost any world, you're going to find cobblestone on any hillside, wherever you go. And the other thing that's really easy to find lately, especially after the update, is, yeah, you guessed it, coal. Coal is really easy to find. It seems to be on the surface now, more times than not, and it's quite easy to get. So gather up as much material as you can. Now what you're going to need, obviously, is you're going to need to make yourself a furnace. And that's another one of those go-to items I like to build right off the bat, is to have myself a furnace. And the reason why I like to have a furnace is because I like to make glass. And I do that for my house. No matter, even if it's a dirt hut, I like having glass because you can see outside without getting shot at. Even with a fence, with a fence gate, if you have that for your windows, that's fine. Except for Skelebones can shoot you through those, and it's not very safe for you, especially if you have a small little hut. And that's basically what we're going to be building right now, is a small little hut using the materials we're gathering right now. Well, again, you don't need all the glass, you just need some of it, and you need to throw it in here and smelt it, right? So smelting some of this glass is going to be quite easy, and then we're going to be gathering some more of it because we want to make torches. Torches are also a really big part of your first night. Now, if you spawn in with a bonus chest, that's awesome because they usually have 1 to 4 torches surrounding that chest, and you start off with a chest as well, which is really, really nice to have. But let's go ahead and make ourselves some stone tools because we have the material to do so. And like I said, the other stuff, though, the wood tools right here, they're kind of useless. But what you can do with them, once that coal is gone, you can throw them in the furnace and you could burn them. They're good for fuel. I don't know if you knew that or not. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick this. We're gonna pick out this iron here that we found because most surfaces of any tunnel, any cave entrance, you're gonna find a few pieces of iron. If you didn't find any on your first night, you will find it on your second or third night. It's pretty easy to find. If you don't find any, honestly, I would spawn in a different world because chances are you're gonna have hard luck finding some easily anywhere, unless it's a specific seed you're wanting to play. But I like to find worlds where it's not easy to find stuff, but it's not so difficult where it becomes hard to do day-to-day functions. And quite honestly, iron is a really, really important factor of your first night. So I would make sure that you had not plenty of iron, but at least some of it lying around somewhere so you could get started on making whatever it is you need to make in order to get going. So, okay, so we got another furnace over here. This is where I would probably find more coal at this time, and I would throw the iron in there. Now, I'm not going to make that because I kind of just limited myself on material as I am in survival for the time being. But I'll make myself 4 torches, and I'll go ahead. Yeah, I guess I'll throw this 1 piece of coal in there. So that's gonna go burn really fast, and then I can throw a sword in there for the next the next burn, which is fine. So I like to usually build myself a really basic house to start off with, and you can do this around what you've already started right here. And I like to do something like kind of like this, just a basic square and nothing fancy, just enough to where you could live, right? So you have, what is it we have in here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We probably just need to move this over a little bit to like right there, and we can kind of do something like this, right? And we can put our door right there, and we can put some parts over here. And obviously there's gonna be more than just those couple of trees lying around, and so then we can put a roof on it. But we could take this glass out right here and obviously make some quick panes out of it, and that will be enough to surround the outside of the house right here. And you want to make sure that you save enough material to create a door, otherwise you're going to be stuck with no door, and you might want to just block it off temporarily because you're going to need 6 blocks. It makes you 3 doors, right? So you're going to want enough material to make a door right away. So okay, let me just go ahead and go into creative here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab some more materials as if we were building in survival. So I'm going to actually pop that out of place there. I'm going to put that there and this here. And this is the way I would build my house for my first go, at least for that very first night. Sometimes I even use slabs to save more material, half slabs. It saves you a lot more on material, and it actually creates you a little bit more headroom inside, so that way you don't have to waste material as far as that goes. Okay, that can go there and there. And this is essentially usually my first house for any night in Minecraft. It might be a little more janky than this. Sometimes I use dirt, and it just depends on the material I have limited around me. So all that is taken into consideration, and then eventually, you know, start doing the floors. Obviously, oh, there's water underneath here. Okay, what is going on? Okay, so let's do that, and then let's grab ourselves a basic door. Since we have oak planks, we'll use an oak door because that's what we would be using. What is going on? Why is this just not placing? Go, there you go. Is there a stair behind me? Oh, it's the bed. It's making me go up. Okay. Anyway, so I would put a torch inside. I'd probably put one towards the back, and then I always light up the outside just so that way if you're like wandering around at night, you can kind of see where your house is from far, because it lights up from really far away, even though you only have like one torch, even if you do it on each side. And sometimes I even like to put a torch on the ceiling or the roof. That way googlies don't spawn up there. So that's it. That's basically what would be my first house for a night in Minecraft. My first night in Minecraft. It might lead over into the second night. See, if you go to bed early enough, as the sun just starts setting over the horizon over there, if you get to bed right away, baddies won't spawn in. Even if you're on hard mode, they won't spawn in, and what happens is it just forwards through the night into the day, and you don't have to worry about getting killed at night, even if you have no weapons or anything along those lines. But if you can get to bed at that split second, nothing will spawn in, and you'll be quite all right, and you don't have to worry about if you have walls up or a ceiling up, and you can continue building the next day or even the day after that. I mean, quite honestly, you can live an entire happy life in Minecraft if you pay attention to the time when the sun starts setting, without ever even having a house. All you have to do is have a bed, quite honestly, and you can wander around like a nomad and just search the world indefinitely for as long as you want to, with never having to have a proper house. But I always do have a house because I like to have a place I call home and run back to and drop my stuff off to. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. And as to do most of you guys, even if it's a great big grand castle or a small little house where you just like to keep your stuff, everybody likes to have a place they call home. And this is what I would have to call home. All right, guys, so that's about it for today. That's all I have really for my what I would do for my first night in Minecraft. What you guys do is obviously going to be a little bit different than this, but that's okay. This is just showing you my point of view. And if you guys like this video, please let me know by smashing that like button down below as hard as you can with your oak door. And if you're at all new to our channel, guys, if you can click that subscribe button as well, it would be greatly appreciated. It helps us out a great deal, and it lets you guys know when we upload our daily video, or videos for that matter. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, see ya!